maxing out the comp plan. There is no arrival. Your deadline is when you're dead. That's it, man. I'm in this because I wake up passionate about my purpose. Living my life with a passionate purpose. There's nothing like it pursuing that, right or wrong. You know, I was asked, well, Larry, let's talk about recruiting today. I want you to talk about networking. I talked to Tony Kupas, and, we kind of brainstorm on what we feel, the company needs, the field needs, and ones we really want to put concentration on. I said, I want to give people some tips. But the tips that I want to give, you've already put together. And we call them the 10 core commitments. But how many people, before I talk about the 10 core commitments, want to know about the pyramid question? How many people believe that you're going to hear, is this a pyramid? As I looked out on this room, I can tell the people that have been educating themselves on networking and the ones that haven't. Oh, pyramid. Let me tell you, when I started, I used to tell this to all the guys, all the RVPs. I said, man, let me tell you, I knew that question would come up because I thought it was a pyramid, 25 years ago when I looked at all this stuff, all these people making money, it's a pyramid. Toothpaste, weight loss, I don't want to do that, right? All these people making money, how are these people making money? And I said, it's a pyramid. But when I got involved in my company 20 years ago, the thought was simply this, is I got to prepare myself for the things I know will be asked of me. I want to think about it. Will that be asked of me? I don't have the money. Will that be asked of me? I don't have the time. Will that be asked of me or said to me? I need to talk to my spouse. Will that be said to me? These things don't work. Will be said to me. Yes or no? And is it a pyramid? Will be said to me. Is it true or not? Are you sure? Do we know this? Are you 100% clear on that? Well, wouldn't it make sense? Write this down, take it a couple notes. You got to have a conversation based around every one of those questions. So if they're coming up, if I could say to you, if you have 6 conversations that you have mastered over time, and the guarantee is within a short window of time, 1 year, 2 years. Look at Marlene Brown sitting in the second row here, first row. When I take a look at Marlene, and I remember meeting her, and she got started, and I spent some time every time I went to California, and I said, you're going to do well, you're going to do great, you're going to be an RVP. Her eyes were wide. She made a decision to get around the right people. I told her to read the books. I told her to make sure you're comfortable in the conversations. She's an actress. I said, look, if you're an actress in Hollywood, just pretend you've been given a script. You need to fill the role of a very powerful voice of authority, a female authority, a person that's a master of her craft, respected by all. What would that look like, Marlene? Play that role. That's who you are. So I want to say to all of you, you're an RVP the day you sign that application. Write that down. I'm an RVP right now. I got to act it. I got to think it. I got to walk it. I got to talk it. What comes first, the money or the thought? What did George tell you last night? Mind over emotions, controlling your thought. It'll never happen if it isn't not first a thought in your mind. So let's talk about pyramid, because the ultimate pyramids, I live around the pyramid of all time. GM, Chrysler, and Ford. Yes or no, people from Michigan, what do you think? Chairman of the board, we just had a private equity group buy out Chrysler, Daimler Chrysler. We know there's going to be a whole mess of layoffs. Doesn't matter about talent and performance. Chairman isn't going to get fired. Maybe if he does, he's going to leave with a whole bunch of stock options. You going to worry about the chairman if he gets fired? Yeah, right or wrong? No. Who's going to be concerned? Middle management. My next door neighbor, a chief executive for one of the car companies, right? Tier 1 suppliers, had to go to China to keep his job. So I want to talk about the real pyramid. The real pyramid is traditional America, traditional corporate America. Chairman, presidents, vice presidents of divisions, your middle management, your base of employees, and then the automotive business, your assembly workers. UAW. That's the ultimate pyramid. Can the people at the bottom make more money than at the top? ACN is an inverted pyramid. The only way that we can get what we want is if we push people up. How many people like that thought? So if somebody says, listen to me, backbone, you came in here with a spaghetti noodle spine, you're gonna walk out with a steel spine. When someone says, is this network marketing, say, at its finest. Absolutely, you need to see this. You better believe Donald Trump didn't plan on being part of a network marketing company. Neither did Robert Kiyosaki. But they have endorsed the industry, and Donald Trump has endorsed our company. You need to look at this and look at this magazine. And there I am. Now I want you to write this down. Hear me now. This is not self-serving, it's a point I want to make. Write this down. My goal is in 2 years is to be in that magazine. Who wants to be in Success at Home? Is this network marketing? What's the answer? Is this network marketing? Absolutely. At its finest. You need to see this. Don't back up. Don't let up. You are excited about showing it to them. All they're doing is trying to trip you up. That's all they're trying to do. Let's talk about core commitments. Number one. First tip, it's core commitment. That's all it is. The 24-hour game plan. And all the 24-hour game plan is exactly what Mike Basutti went over yesterday. I want to let you know Michael gets it. When I met him, he was eager. He wanted to learn this thing. Yes, he came the first meeting, like Greg said, tank top, flip-flops. But when he saw how serious it was, he put on the best suit he had and came the very next night to another meeting to see it again. That's who Mike Basutti is. He says, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it the right way. And he talked about how he trains his people. And I agree with it. Look, bottom line is you got to get people exposed, but you got to make sure that you give people the information that they need to get started the right way. So I want you to think about a 2 and 20 concept. Everybody understand 2 and 20? That means you want to get 2 reps in the business, you want to get 20 customers, and you want to do that as fast as you possibly can. Now that's not hard to do. Look, when we talk about putting 3 to 5 people together and hooking yourself up as a customer, calling mom, calling brother and sister, aunt, uncle, niece, nephews, cousins, best friends, people that owe you favors. Look, that's not difficult to do. You just need to keep on moving through it, moving through it. How many people are in this business to get paid? Can I see your hands? Look, let me tell you something. If I make a 3-way call, if I spend hours with somebody to get them in the business, let me tell you something. I make it very clear. I'm getting paid on this, downline leader. We need to make sure we're staying with these people to get them qualified. How many people want to get team cap bonuses? Yes or no? First goal in the networking business as it relates to tip number 1, core commitment is get them a check. Our comp plan says we're going to get a check. One recruit getting qualified. Look, it became real. So tip number 1, know what you need to do. But here's where we miss the boat. Have you noticed, some of you in the room, that when you slow down, your group slows down? I want to ask a question.